Video games are special. I don't think you need me to tell you that. They bring joy to millions upon millions of people every day. And as one of those people who play those games, I can attest that they do bring joy to lots of people every day. People build communities around them, people get together and enjoy the same entertainment together, but eventually people move on. New games come out, better things grab our attention. And these games that hold special places in our heart fall to the wayside. We move on, but there are some games out there that never leave our hearts. Moments and places that we still think about and come back to over and over again, in our heads and physically going back and revisiting these places. Today I want to talk about a few games that live rent-free in my head. More specifically, moments and mechanics in games that give my brain that little tingly feeling I so desperately crave from my childhood. Those moments I'll always remember as I grow old. I want to start simple. I recently had the chance to play through the Halo Reach campaign with some friends. Now, Halo Reach was my gateway drug into video games beyond Nintendo games. As a kid, we only ever had Nintendo consoles growing up. As the oldest of three, I had to always play games with my siblings. It was very rare that I could play games alone or single player because I always had a buddy that wanted to join. And I enjoyed playing games with my siblings. Mario Party, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and random $5 bin games were a staple in our household. But as we got older, we really wanted to get an Xbox because of all the different cool looking games we couldn't get on our Wii. Portal 2 was the big one, but a few friends also got Halo that we got addicted to. My brother and I played through the campaign together, and then we would find ourselves making so many different Forge maps to race through and yell at each other for making the most unfair map imaginable. It's a game built in nostalgia for my brain, and I didn't realize how much Halo Reach meant to me until this rerun of the campaign. It was the first time playing for one of my buddies, and having them experience the story for the first time was so special and nostalgic, and I could feel myself falling back in love with Halo and the campaign while we were playing it. I can't name a specific moment that I remember fondly because the game itself is the moment, jumping off the cliff to get the elite, tag teaming and blasting the enemies with warthogs, stealing their race and running over the Covenant. It was like living my early teen years all over again, and it just brought so much joy to me again. It's a game I think about all the time, and going back to is just always such a blast that I wish I could live in these moments for the rest of my life. I didn't like Persona 3. I know that's a bold statement, but I thought this game was an 80-hour game that needed to be shortened to 20. It was a slog to get through. I hated going through Tartarus over and over again. I started speedrunning through the social links because I wanted to just get through it. I wasn't enjoying what the game was offering. I just felt I never had a challenge going through this game, and was just pushing for roll credits rather than actually enjoying what I was playing. Of the 3 Persona games I've played, Royal, Golden, and Reloaded, I thought it was the weakest, which is a shame because I truly do like the mechanics of a Persona game and had fun with Royal and Golden. But then I rolled credits on the game, and something changed. This ending kept playing over and over again in my head, and I couldn't understand why. It was a beautiful ending, but I didn't understand why it was sticky with me so much. Why did a game that I didn't enjoy matter that much to me? And then it clicked. This ending stuck with me because it was telling me to live my life the opposite of the way I had played the game. I realized that the ending stuck because it was my brain telling me I wasn't enjoying what was right in front of me. I was missing the little moments with these characters, hanging out at the dorm, seeing the characters grow with each other and with me as the main character. The social links, the little quests to give our party better abilities. I missed the connections I had made. I had sped to the end and didn't enjoy the moments I had in the moment, and now they were gone. I wasn't in high school anymore. I was moving on to something else. I forgot to live in the moment. And that's what was happening in real life too. Instead of enjoying the moments I was having with the people around me, I was thinking about the next thing I was going to be doing, planning and preparing for the next thing instead of worrying about it on my own time. I was missing what was right in front of me, speedrunning life instead of enjoying it. I think I would be in the same boat if I played Persona 3 again. There isn't enough variety to get me to play it again, but that moment in Persona 3 gave me a chance to reflect on what was important to me in my life, and I'll forever be grateful for that moment. Persona 3 lives rent-free in my head, not because it's a game I enjoyed, but because it was a game I didn't, and called me out for not giving it its full attention when I had the chance. This game is a bit more niche. If you are aware of a game called Fossil Fighters, then congratulations, you are probably in the 0.1% of people who do. This is a group of games for the DS and 3DS, though I ignore this one, that I played religiously as a kid. Essentially, the gameplay loop for this game is you dig up fossils in different areas, and then you clean them to revive the dinosaurs. You collect them like Pokemon, and then you battle with them in fossil battles. That's it. That's the gameplay loop. But it's one of the most satisfying gameplay loops I've ever experienced. The better you clean your fossils, the better your dinosaurs will be in battle. So you're always striving to be better at cleaning so you can be better at battling. It's a wild cycle. But it's the battles that have always stayed with me as I've grown old. In the two different games, it works in slightly different ways, but are very similar. In the original Fossil Fighters, you have an attack zone and 2 support zones, as well as an escape zone. Your attack zone is your main attacker. You'll do the most damage when attacking with a dinosaur in this zone, but they also take the most damage in this zone. Your support zone is your most important zone though. You can still attack with your dinosaurs in this zone, but they will do less damage than if they were in the attack zone. The reason you have to have them in this zone though is because each dinosaur has specific stats that can apply to the dinosaur in either attack zone. Because each dinosaur has specific stats that can apply to the dinosaur in either attack zone, either increasing your own dinosaur stats or reducing your opponent's stats, though sometimes they reduce your own dinosaurs instead. The escape zone can be used to rotate your dinosaurs out, so if you need your attack zone dinosaur out of there, you can rotate, swapping one of your support zone dinosaurs into the escape, preventing them from adding anything to the battle, and moving your attack zone into the support zone to keep them safe, or changing the stat buff or debuff that becomes available. In Fossil Fighters Champions, they forewent having an escape zone, and instead allowed you to rotate your dinosaurs as much as you would like on a turn, as long as you had the power to do so. And now the support zone was in the back 3 hexes, while your attack zone was in the front 3 hexes, making a hexagon shape to rotate along. Now you could freely change what dinosaurs could attack and with what support effects you wanted on your turn, making more strategic decisions available on your turn. I know I spent a good while explaining this battle mechanic, but I promise it's more simple than I made it out to be. But there is so much more that can be dug into. There's a high skill ceiling that can be achieved with the possibilities of over hundreds of dinosaurs to collect. It's one of my favorite battle mechanics I've ever seen in a video game due to its simple but complex mechanics presented to you. And I haven't even talked about the wacky and silly story the game provides that has some shockingly fun twists presented to you. If I haven't convinced you by now to check this game out, I don't know if I will, but I promise you will not regret taking a chance on playing this game. It's a game I remember so fondly playing with my brother and collecting the different dinosaurs available, relaxing on the couch and watching my cartoons while cleaning as many fossils as I can. It's my cozy feel-good game that I was always playing while everyone else was playing their Animal Crossing New Leaf. The footage you're probably watching is from me playing the game again for like my 4th time through because I got the itch once more. It's a game that is always there for me with enough variety to make each playthrough feel different. While writing the script, I realized that a lot of the games I think about and have fond memories for are from growing up. These moments remind me of a happier time as a kid. No responsibilities, no struggles, just pure enjoyment with the people that matter to me most. And there are many more games that I could talk about here. Some of them I've made entire videos talking about on this channel, which, speaking of, I haven't made mention of this before during my videos, but if you are enjoying what I provide, maybe take the time to scroll down and subscribe. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, and it's a simple little gesture to show that these are worth it to keep putting out there. I'll give you a few seconds to do that now. But back to some of the videos I put on this channel. I've already made a 2-hour compilation about Lies of P, but I didn't really get a chance to talk about the moments in this game that stick out to me. This is one of the few games I can confidently tell you has affected me in my adult life. If you don't know, years ago, I started a channel called Koflop with my best friend, and we were having each other play our favorite games on stream. He made me play Dark Souls as my game, which was an adventure, as someone whose hardest game they had played up to that point was probably Halo Reach. But I took to the mechanics of Dark Souls so much that once we were no longer streaming games, I went and played the entire From Software catalog of Souls games. I loved them. I thought they were so intricate and detailed, and the mechanics just made so much sense for combat. It was satisfying to overcome everything it threw at you, but then came Lies of P. I had heard rumblings of this game as it was coming out and played the demo before it came out. It was another Souls-like, and I had the itch that I thought maybe it would fill. And not only did it deliver for me, but it surpassed everything I could have imagined. Being able to mix and match weapons to fit your playstyle, different Legion arms to further enhance your build, the parry system that feels like perfection every time you hit it, the music, the setting, the storytelling that this game provided. I was blown away by what this game provided that I played through it twice more for the Platinum Trophy, and then a couple more times when the DLC dropped. Which, by the way, is the best piece of DLC I've had drop in a game almost ever, and I loved Shadow of the Erdtree. Lies of P just hit every right note in terms of what I'm looking for in a game. Mechanics, music I can listen to after I finish the game, and a story that I can follow along with and figure out, but isn't thrown in my face the whole game. It's the perfect package that I will always recommend first to anyone who hasn't played it. Okay, I'm done glazing this game. I'll try not to talk about it anymore on this channel, but when the sequel comes out, you better know I'll have a video on it. If you want to hear me talk more about this game, go watch this video. You'll need some popcorn for how long that one is. I pulled examples from my life on games I still think about, but this is not an exhaustive list. There's plenty of other games that I have moments that I think about, and I'm going to put a little compilation of moments from games that I think about from time to time. This is going to be a if you know type of section, but I'll leave the game title in the corner here, so if you're intrigued by what's happening, you can check out the game. These are just moments from games I've already talked about on this channel, or didn't think I had enough to talk about in this video. This doesn't make them any less important, just a smaller moment that stood out to me. Alright, let's go.
Mio! Mio! Are you okay? What's going on?
Oh, this feels good.
So, she's finally gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good for you. Because that Dark Mio, total party pooper.
I couldn't have done this without you, Zoe. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, sure. Take your time.
So this is what it feels like, hey?
Conquering your inner demons.
Having a friend.
Friend? You mean best friend?
Don't push it.
Couldn't wait for me, could you? I wish we could.
Rest easy, Gustav.
I'll finish what you started. The Paintress, Renoir, they will pay.
No more dome. Just open skies.
I'll save them, Gustav. Emma, your apprentices, everyone.
You can leave it to us. You were always there for me.
I'll save them.
Say hi to Soph for me, yeah?
We could never tell if you were my brother or my father. But to me, you were both. Best brother and father I've ever had.
When one falls, we continue.
Thanks for being my family. See you in the next life.
The idea for this video came around because recently I've been replaying a lot of games I used to play as a kid, and not anything new. I'm in a nostalgic trip and I wanted to talk about some of these games that I've been playing. But it's not that I'm not trying new games. I've actually started quite a few games and can't keep going with them. I've lost focus or motivation to keep playing, even when I was enjoying the game, and keep falling back to what I know I love. So this video is actually a part 1 in a 2-part series I'm making. This part 1 was to talk about the parts of gaming I know I love and enjoy and remember the moments that made me fall in love with gaming to begin with. Part 2 will be talking about how that has changed as we grow older, how we lose sight of why we even play games to begin with. So stay tuned for that next video to close out this 2-part series. But I'd love to hear about moments that stick out to you in gaming. What moments do you fondly remember from growing up or even recent games? Drop them in the comments and maybe you'll be referenced in the next part. There's so many moments that gaming has provided for us to remember and connect with, and I'm happy that I have these memories growing up. As we continue to grow, I urge you to try and remember these moments you have and cherish them, because things change faster than you expect them to. I'll see you in part 2. So this is usually where I give you a sneak peek about the next video that's coming out and give a little bit of a reflection on this video that you just watched. But this time around, I've already done that in the video because it's a part 1 out of part 2. And so I don't really know what to talk about in this one. Mainly I'm just going to leave you with stay tuned for that part 2. And I'm hard at work. I know I've mentioned this before in my previous videos that I want to keep to a 2-month schedule. My goal is to have a video out every 2 months. And I'm realizing that this 2-month goal is just giving me an excuse to procrastinate these videos for a month. I wrote this script all the way back in April, like right after the last video came out, the Minecraft video. And then I sat on it for like a month and a half and didn't do anything with it until I finally got around to editing it when I realized the deadline was approaching. So I'm gonna try and have another video out next month just to see if I can do it and hopefully not burn myself out, because that's what I was worried about with the 2-month goal. That's why I set that original goal, was I was worried I was gonna burn myself out with videos or not have anything to talk about. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna have another video out in a month just to see if I can, and hopefully not burn myself out. So don't get too attached to a 1-month schedule, but if it works out, I might be able to do that. But we'll see. I'll let you know in the next video if that's what's gonna happen or not. But stay tuned for part 2. I'm very excited. I've been writing this script for a while. I know I said I haven't done anything for this video, and that's true. I didn't do anything for this video for a month and a half, but I did do stuff for the next video, so progress, I guess. But I rambled a lot longer than I thought I was going to, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Be good to each other, have fun, do the things you want to do, and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.